Welcome to MojoPlays. To kick off the launch of our brand new channel, check out some of our favorite videos from WatchMojo's huge library of gaming content. Then, click on the link in the description below to head over to our suggest page and vote on how you would have ranked this list. You better learn to run because there's no way to fight. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 video games where you can't fight back. For this list, we'll be looking at games where the player has no means of fighting back against their enemies, and has to rely on their smarts instead. That and running like hell. Number 10, Slender, The 8 Pages. He may be common nowadays, but when the Slender Man first appeared on our screens, he terrified the hell out of the gaming community. The game itself has one simple objective: find all of the 8 pages scattered around an eerie world. There's only one problem: Slender Man is hunting you, and there is no defense against him other than to run in the opposite direction. Stare into that blank face of his for too long, and it's game over. For a guy in a pretty sharp-looking suit, he sure gave us a lot of nightmare fuel. Number 9, Silent Hill, Shattered Memories.
Cheryl? Sweetie? Oh my god.
You can definitely argue that the originals were far superior in terms of scares and atmosphere, but there you actually had the option to shoot at the horrific monsters coming to demolish your soul. No such luck here. Retaining the original premise of the first game, players assume the role of a father trying to find his daughter in the town of Silent Hill, with the key difference being the introduction of an icy nightmare realm, which often consumes the player. Hope you brought your gloves. Number 8, Temple Run. Hey, no one said this list was restricted to horror games. This is the original that inspired a whole genre of gaming. As it advertises, you can do nothing in this game but run away from any and all dangers. Whether it be rabid, murderous monkeys or lethal falls, all you've got is your limitless stamina and instinct to get you out of trouble. Best to channel your inner Indiana Jones when playing. Minus the whip and gun, of course. Number 7, Clock Tower. Remember when your teachers told you never to run with scissors? They probably should have taught you what to do when there's a giant pair of them being wielded by a lunatic chasing after you constantly. This iconic point-and-click horror game follows Jennifer Simpson as she is trapped in the titular clock tower and pursued by the aptly named Scissor Man. There are no weapons here, just lots of puzzles and a guy with a freaking huge set of scissors trying to chop you up. Number 6, Iron Helix.
Reach back into your mind and tell me what you know about Iron Helix.
Back in the classic days of CD-based gaming, this little gem gave us a mixture of sci-fi exploration and isolated tension. Your mission is to explore a spaceship whose crew have succumbed to an intergalactic virus, in order to collect samples of said virus and blow the whole thing up before it impacts with a nearby planet. Oh, and the ship's personal defense system is also trying to kill you. It's all in a day's work. Number 5, Five Nights at Freddy's.
But I'm here to tell you there's nothing to worry about. You'll be fine. So let's just focus on getting you through your first week.
The spark that launched a new modern horror craze, Five Nights at Freddy's presents a simple premise with terrifying results. You play as a night security guard, stuck in the absolute worst job imaginable at a sorta knockoff of Chuck E. Cheese. From midnight onwards, the normally harmless animatronics come to life, with the sole goal of stuffing you into a suit of your own, which turns out to be a death sentence.
The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No.
All you have to defend yourself is flickering lights and automatic doors. This, of course, being a horror game, the doors that protect you confusingly need power to stay closed. A leap of logic that creates an unnerving amount of tension. Number 4. Frogger. We all remember this classic. Never before had a road and a river seemed so dangerous. Simple in its premise and charming in its execution, this hit arcade game had players traversing over bizarrely connected terrain while avoiding many, and we mean many, obstacles in their way. And of course, being a frog, you had no other option than to hop for your life. Number 3. Limbo. You'd be forgiven for thinking that this game was more about spectacle than substance. It's certainly beautiful to look at with its heavy shadows and minimalistic style, but other than that, oh yeah, it's really dark. With nothing but your puzzle-solving skills and quick thinking to keep you alive, expect to see a lot of child death that will leave you with more than a few mental scars. Luckily, it's all very low-key, so at least it's— oh god, that's a spider. Oh god. Number 2. Outlast. Now, this is how you make a horror game. Taking on the role of a journalist determined to investigate a shady corporation, players were treated to a whole parade of blood, monsters, and jump scares that had most of the planet screaming.
Little pig.
With only a camera to document what can only be described as living hell, players could only rely on their sprinting and hiding skills to get out in one piece. Well, mostly one piece.
Don't pass that on me. There's a lot for you to absorb.
Before we reveal our defenseless number 1, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1. Amnesia, The Dark Descent.
Some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry.
Dark atmosphere, a mystery shrouded in murder, and a location that is as much a threat as the monsters chasing you. Welcome to the mind screwery that is Amnesia, and yes, you are utterly helpless against all of it. Aside from the seemingly endless legion of monsters, most of which you can't look at, players have to battle against their rapidly declining sanity and a bizarre assortment of puzzles in order to survive the worst night of their lives. Moral of the story, never take up an offer to spend your vacation days in Brennenburg.
In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
Do you agree with our list?
Hey, you're doing great.
What's your favorite game where you can't fight back? With new videos published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com. Thanks for watching Mojo Plays. Be sure to subscribe and click on the link in the description below to check out our suggestion page and vote on what content you'd like to see us cover next.